Have you ever wanted a pineapple Pokemon? And Ludicolo doesn't count. Well, look no further. I've got some weird pineapple guys and gals for you based on some leaked beta sprites that I redrew in a previous video. If you want to check out that whole hour-long thing, then click the link up at the top or scroll down to the description. Hello everyone, my name is Sivana and welcome to my studio. You guys know I love Pokemon beta sprites, right? I have this whole hour-long video of my reactions and thoughts on a lot of the beta sprites that were leaked relatively recently, and at the end, I redrew some as original Fakemon. So this video is going to be just the speed draw portion, since I know some of you are, kinda only here for the art. But before we continue, please like and comment and subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and we are so close. A lot of my gem shorts have blown up, so I will definitely be continuing them, but I'm gonna sprinkle in some Pokemon here and there, so have no fear. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get into the drawing. So when I saw all of these silly little guys and gals and things, a few stood out to me as ones that I wanted to redraw and redesign first. To start off, we have our little beta Shroomish, who I thought looked more like a little seed, and its skirt thing was like clumps of dirt, so it was like growing out of the dirt, and it sprouted little legs, which it is now using to run away on. I put it in this running pose because I just thought it was really cute, and it reminds me of Oddish. I first tried to draw them as like a one-to-one recreation, but I eventually put my own spin and design conventions in the mix. So this is how I would have designed the Pokemon based on the concept art and beta sprites given, and I get a little weird with it. At first I thought it would be like a 3-stage evolutionary line with the little seed turning into a more gourd-shaped tree guy, and then eventually blossoming into this cute flower girl. But then I decided to make it a split evolution, so the male seedling thing will become this pineapple pinecone guy, and the female will be this flower girl, and I changed them quite a few times before I'm happy with the design. But wait, there's more! I saw somewhere online that someone made a Google Doc of all the revealed sprites and how they evolve and a bunch of notes from Game Freak. So this Shroomish was supposed to evolve into Breloom, because obviously, but the Pinecone guy apparently evolved into Beta Tropius, and the flower girl evolved into this like flower geisha looking lady. So my designs will still follow that, but originate from this little Shroomish. Unfortunately, the Google Doc has been taken down, probably for legal reasons, but I still have a couple of screenshots from the Google Doc that shows their names and a couple of things about them, as well as this picture from Reddit where someone has compiled all of the Gen 3 beta sprites. I have also decided that they are going to be based on pineapples and hibiscus flowers, and I actually finished the original 3 before adding in the other 2 evolutions, so it kind of becomes a cluttered mess of sketches as I go back and redesign the ones I had already finished to make it fit better with the new evolutions, if that makes sense. So Beta Shroomish, at least in the Google Doc, was called Guri Guri, but it eventually got the name Kinokoko, which is still its Japanese name, which stands for Kinoko no Kodomo, which means child of the mushroom. And Flower Girl was Gyarubi. So Gyaru is gal, and the ruby was for like Bisquial, which was for hibiscus, like literally hibiscus gal. And they ended up scrapping it because it looked too humanoid, but they've never, cared about that before. Pineapple Cone Friend was called Podi or Kanbok. I think Kanbok is a type of tree. Tropius had the same name, and the geisha was called Riridi or Yuwu. I don't really know where Yuwu came from. I don't have the screenshot of its etymology name, but Yuwu is on the picture of the Gen 3 sprites that I found from Reddit. I will be renaming them, so Shroomish is now going to be called Kiyoriri, which is kind of similar to another name that Beta Shroomish had, which is Kuriri, according to, this one chart. I still think it fits, as it keeps the K from Kinokoko, and the Riri comes from Hoiriri, which is a name for a pineapple from the Tupiramba people of Brazil. I hope I said that right. Podi, or Padi, will now be Pomeliad, named from the bromeliads, which is a name for the genus of fruit that pineapples come from. Gyarubi is now Hibiko, for hibiscus, and the Hula Kahiko, which is a style of hula dancing. Tropius' new design will be Mebananas, named after the Mokele Membi. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it is a cryptid of a sauropod from the Bantu mythologies, and the scientific name for pineapples, which is Ananas cosmosus. So, me bananas. And it also kind of sounds like bananas. Me bananas. Yeah. Riri will now be Rosaiko, named for the Hibiscus rosa sinensis, and Maiko, which is an apprentice geisha and translates to woman of dance. Maybe it's Meiko. It's either Meiko or Maiko. Rosaiko or Rosaiko. I'm going with Rosaiko because it sounds cool. I had a lot of fun designing Rosaiko's dress, and her flower hair is based on the Rosa sinensis, also known as the Hawaiian hibiscus. So you see, it all comes together if you try hard enough. Mebananas was difficult to design because I didn't want it to just look like a Tropius, but it kind of ended up looking like a masculine Meganium. I can't help it, I just love that chubby green dinosaur. It's also a little weird that this legless pineapple man that is Pomeliad turns into a sauropod, but you know, whatever. If a rat can evolve into a monkey, then there are no rules. It was also hard to convey size in this canvas, but I wanted Mebananas to be basically Meganium sized, maybe a little bigger, and Rosaiko to be kind of like Rose Raid's height, or something, just like small, medium-sized flower woman. Just so that this queen could ride on the back of her noble knight, who is also kind of a stallion. Don't read into that. I just really liked how Beta Tropius kind of looked like he was wearing a helmet, so I ran with that visual. He is a leafy sauropod with pineapple armor who can fly. What a concept. So for the shiny colors that you will see at the end, I went with pink and reddish for Pomeliad and Mebananas because there are actually pink pineapples. I didn't know they were a thing, but now I really want to try one. For Hibiko and Rosaiko, I changed the colors to be mostly purple, but with some yellow because hibiscus flowers come in all sorts of colors. Kiyoriri's dirt is also pink, and the green is more teal, with green eyes to match Hibiko. I just really like changing nearly every aspect of the shiny. It's fun, and it looks really unique to me. I also made Hibiko's skin a little darker, so she looks kind of sunburnt, but she was already brown, so it's like a darker kind of caramel looking brown. And then Mebananas, his pineapple armor and like helmet are now a teal green to match the green of Kiyoriri. And Pomeliad has the same treatment, having teal leaves instead of like the bright green. I thought about adding blue to Pomeliad and Mebananas because I thought blue pineapples were a thing, but they are not. They are fake and dyed, but sometimes the outside of like pineapples, like the skin of it or whatever, can look like kind of a grayish blue. And I thought that would fit Mebananas for the flying type, but I just couldn't get it to work with what I had in mind. So instead, he has teal, is a like yellowy green, and reddish wings. You'll see in a minute. I love these weird little designs, and it's only going to get weirder as I go, because I am definitely going to be doing more of these, because they are just too much fun. So Kiyoriri is monocrass type, which extends to Pomeliad and Hibiko, but Mebananas will gain the flying type for obvious reasons, and Rosaiko will gain the fairy type, because like, look at her. I'm sticking with the Pokemon types here instead of my Phaezoan types because these will not be added to any of my original regions or games. Speaking of which, that's a nice segue, I have something very special planned for the next Minichi video, so stay tuned. I will be dropping some hints on my Patreon, so go check that out if you're interested or if you would like to support me further. Thank you all so much for watching. This was a lot of fun to do, and I will be doing a few more in the future. But for now, here are the shinies for my weird little creations. If you liked this video, be sure to leave a comment, subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already, and as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.